25 drivers, 16 nationalities, 3 champions, 1 world champion. Road to Indy TV.
The Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, put a cap on its 2019 season in late September, returning to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca alongside the NTT IndyCar Series for their championship finale. The Indy Lights crown was all but decided before the event, as Andretti Autosport's Oliver Askew completed a dominant run through the second half of the season to score enough points to all but clinch the lucrative championship. Askew needed only to start both races at Laguna Seca to confirm his crown, but a fourth in race 1 on Saturday locked things down and opened the doors for post-race celebrations. Juncos Racing's Rinus VeeKay battled Askew all year long, and even with the title out of reach, the Dutch phenom made an incredible statement down the stretch run. VeeKay swept the weekend, winning both poles en route to dominant wins on both Saturday and Sunday. HMD Motorsports' Toby Sowery continued his strong late-season charge, running on the momentum of his win in Portland to finish second to VeeKay in race 1. Andretti's Robert McGuinness was third on Saturday, holding off Askew for his 6th podium of the season. VeeKay backed up his race 1 victory with another win on Sunday, outgunning Askew, who was out to put an exclamation point on his spectacular Road to Indy career. Sowery joined the longtime rivals on the podium, capping a season-long body of work that would certainly tab him as one of the primary championship challengers in 2020. Like his fellow Jupiter, Florida resident, Kyle Kirkwood needed only to deliver a consistent performance throughout the weekend to beat out Juncos Racing's Rasmus Lindh for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship and secure the scholarship to move to Indy Lights in 2020. Kirkwood took advantage of a minor miscue by pole sitter and leader Stingray Robb in race 1 as a dirty track caught out the Juncos Racing driver, and his near spin allowed Kirkwood to slip past for the win. Robb held on to second, while Lindh finished third, which set the stage for Kirkwood to secure the title by simply starting Sunday's race. The start of race 2 was likely the most chaotic of the season, as RP Motorsports' Artem Petrov missed the braking zone on the opening lap in turn 2, making contact with Robb's right rear tire before bouncing into Daniel Frost. After taking flight, Petrov landed hard and careened into his teammate Kirkwood, sending them both off track and out of the race with damage. Kirkwood's race win was fully capitalized, as he was still the champion when the dust had settled. When the race went back to green for the final run to the checkered flag, Lindh took off as the leader. Thompson was eventually able to advance to second after starting 10th, while Enders locked in his second podium of the year following a strong season-ending performance. Kirkwood received the champion spoils at the Monday evening championship celebration and will now begin negotiations with the Indy Lights teams to position himself for the 2020 campaign. The Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship was the closest battle coming into the final weekend, with Hunter McElrea and Braden Eves separated by just 6 points. Cape Motorsports went for new Cooper tires at the end of qualifying for race 1 to get Eves on the pole, but Christian Rasmussen would not be denied as he powered to the lead and the win of the race. McElrea scored a crucial second-place finish with the knowledge that he'd be starting race 2 from the back of the grid after encountering technical issues in qualifying. McElrea's teammate Colin Kaminski completed the podium, continuing his impressive weekend pace. With the championship coming down to the Sunday race, Eves was ready to fight. Braden took the lead with decisive aggression on the opening lap and refused to give it up, fighting all race long with Kaminski and Rasmussen. With the calculations changing each lap as McElrea knifed through the field from the tail, at the checker flag he could not overcome the deficit as Eves took his 6th win of the year, winning the championship in the process. Rasmussen backed up his Saturday win with a runner-up finish on Sunday, while Kaminski left nothing on the table as he worked to aid his teammate, finishing 3rd. And with the final checker flag on Sunday afternoon, the 2019 Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires was done, now taking its place in the history books. Oliver Askew, Kyle Kirkwood, and Braden Eves scored well-deserved championships, and they'll be worthy scholarship drivers during the upcoming 2020 season.
Hey guys, I'm Philippe Dennis. I'm from Carmel, California, and I'm racing in the Indy Pro 2000 Series. So I was born in Los Angeles, and we moved to Monterey, California when I was 3 years old. Moved to Carmel when I was 5, so I've been in the area ever since I was 3 years old. I've loved it ever since. I come to Laguna Seca all the time with my dad when I was 5, and everywhere I go, I can't wait to come home just because it's so beautiful here. If it's a nice day out, then I'll go to the beach with my friends, my girlfriend. I hang out with my girlfriend a lot at home. I'll go hot tubbing, go to the pool, get some sun. I live 15 minutes from here, so I can sleep in my own bed. I can even sleep in because most hotels at racetracks are farther than 15 minutes from the track. I got friends and family coming out, lots of people that I've known throughout my whole life. I've been to the track minimum 5 times a year. So I work here. I've got lots of track experience, and it's pretty awesome racing such a fast car around here and showing everyone what I really do. Yeah, so I work at Allenberg Racing School here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. We teach up-and-coming drivers or people that just want to do it for fun. So we get people coming that do racing series just to get track time, or all kinds of people. The real goal is to make it to IndyCar, be a full-time driver. That's the dream. But in reality, I would love to be a race car driver that gets paid to do any kind of racing. If it's a race car, I love it. That's the only thing I want to do in my life. You can follow me on Road to Indy TV, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
This weekend, we're here with Bruno Thomas, veteran USF 2000 driver with Pabst Racing. In front of us is her USF 2000 race car. We're going to walk around and she's going to tell us what it's like to make the jump from go-karts and lower formula up into the first rung of the Road to Indy. Right off the bat, tell the viewers what it's like to make that jump.
Yeah, I used to race in go-karts and then Formula 4, something like that, and then F4 and then USF 2000, so it's not a big jump, between one another. USF 2000 is for sure a little bit faster than the other cars. The car is a new car, it's more technical and we have something different, but it's my third year racing here, so now I know everything for sure.
So at the back of the car here, we've got the motor. It's an inline 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated. How is the power in this car? Is it torquey? Is it fast? When you get on the throttle, can you spin the wheels up, or is it not so much power?
No, it's not too much. It's it's a little bit less than the Pro, but it's good. I think for the size of the car, for the weight of the car, it's good. It's fast, All
right, so we've got the cockpit here. So if you want to show us your steering wheel. So run us through the shifting, the buttons, the screen, everything that you have to interact with as the driver.
Yeah, okay, for sure it's a pedal shift here, up shift, down shift, basically. Here, I touch here when I want to talk with my team, it's the radio, neutral, when I put the car in neutral, rain lights to turn in, to turn off.
Yeah, and actually looking at this wheel, there's some substantial differences from, even though it's the same physical steering wheel, the functions on it are different than what we have in the lights car. For instance, there's no push to pass with this series. We don't actually have control of our rain light on the wheel, and we also don't have a neutral lockout. So those are some cool new features that they've added for this new car, which is great. So here we've got the tires for Bruno's USF 2000 car. So they're running Cooper rubber like the rest of the Road to Indy. They're a great tire. They last a long time. But how do your tires compare to the ones that are used in Indy Pro 2000 and Indy Lights?
Yeah, for sure this tire is smaller than Indy Pro and then in Indy Lights. So less grip than the other series.
So to kind of expand on what Bruno's saying, so when she said that there's less grip, so with a narrower tire, the portion of the bottom of the tire that's in contact with the ground when it's rolling around is called the contact patch. It's roughly about the size of your palm on most cars, but as you increase the width of the tire, you might increase the size of that from just your palm to your whole hand. And as you increase the surface area, the friction goes up and you get more grip to carry speed through the corner. All right, that's been a behind-the-scenes look at a USF 2000 tour. Bruno gave us a great tour, showed us around a race car. Now the fans have a lot of information so they can compare and contrast the 3 different cars on the Road to Indy. Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you for letting me show you my car.
Hey guys, it's Colin Kaminski from Chicago, Illinois, driver of the number 23 machine for Pabst Racing and the USF 2000 series. Yeah, so I'm from Chicago, southwest suburbs really. Grew up there, relatively small town, Homer Glen, Illinois actually. Went to grade school there, high school there, I've been lived there my whole life. Currently I'm in school, so I go to the University of Pittsburgh. I'm a junior there. Kind of feels old to say, but so I'm a junior at the University of Pittsburgh, and actually I also play hockey. So I'm a D1 club hockey goalie, which is just below NCAA. Playing hockey, hanging out with friends, I like to do sim work. I love snowboarding, so when it's winter time, I love to go out to Colorado, things like that. I love watching sports as well. Baseball, Chicago Cubs, we're making a push for the playoffs here. Probably won't happen, but we'll see. Big Chicago Bears fan and obviously hockey, so Blackhawks as well. So into sports and a lot of different activities. I think probably my favorite moment of the year was putting it on pole at the Oval, because that was a place where I struggled last year and didn't really have the confidence going there again this year. And then once I got in this car and was just very stable and just very comfortable to warm up to, I actually really enjoyed being out there and only turning left, and we put it on pole, and I mean it was pretty amazing. So that was really cool to have that breakthrough of getting that first pole, and from there we went poled again at Road America and haven't gotten that win, but I mean we've gotten really good results, and we're fighting for third in the championship. So this year's been really exceptional as far as my growth as a driver in general. Like I said, because I haven't really done much of anything, no go-karts or anything like that. So this year as a whole has just been, I think, exceeding my expectations. Plans for next year, it's going to be try to get myself in an Indy Pro 2000 and continue moving up the ladder that Road Indy's got in place. But it's obviously all going to come down to sponsorship and things like that. But hopefully we'll see myself in an Indy Pro 2000 next year. You can follow me on Road to Indy TV and also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Entertaining and competitive championships where a driver from any team can win races has become a hallmark of the Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires. All 3 championship fights came down to the final race weekend of the year at the iconic Laguna Seca road course. The 5 points separating Eves and McElrea at the top of the points table was the closest USF 2000 title-winning margin since Elite Engines owner Steve Knapp ended the 1996 season 4 points ahead of Jason Bright. Cape Motorsports may have won their 9th straight Drivers' Championship, but that doesn't tell the whole story. 5 drivers representing 4 different teams visited the top step of the USF 2000 podium. Also, there are 3 teams representing the top 4 spots on the championship table. As well, 10 different drivers representing 7 teams all stood on a USF 2000 podium during the 2019 season. Kyle Kirkwood's 2-point margin over Rasmus Lind in Indy Pro 2000 is tied for the closest title margin in the 29-year history of the series. The top 3 drivers all drove for different teams, and over the course of the 16-race season, drivers from 6 different teams visited the podium. With Kirkwood's title, RP Motorsport became the newest championship-winning Indy Pro 2000 team, the 5th different team to claim the driver's title in the past decade. Yes, Oliver Askew and Rinus VeeKay stood out above the rest of the talented field during the 2019 Indy Lights season. However, that doesn't tell just how competitive the top rung of the Road to Indy really was. There were 7 different race winners, the same number of race winners in the NTT IndyCar Series, and all 4 teams visited victory lane. Askew's win was the 2nd in a row for an Andretti Autosport driver, but in the past decade, drivers representing 5 different teams have won Indy Lights titles.